Hello everybody, this is Make It Better, and this is technically a morning what if. I'll be driving most of the time to a certain area because this is the best way I can do it. And of course, on the title you can see it's part I really don't remember. What if Zuko was a ghost whisperer? Part, of course, I really don't remember, but I'm going to do my best to get up to 20 minutes long. With that said, here after Zuko and the classroom defeated or have a draw with Muriel, they were leaving, and also the big three, and they were talking about how Night Eye would be perfect for him. So Zuko and his class went back to their dorms. But after 2 days had finally passed and being so quiet and normal, they were told to go to class 1A, class 1B, class 3, 1C, go to the gym. There's an announcement they need to hear. And when Zuko and his class get there, they meet with some of the other classmates and just talk as if it was kind of normal. Somewhat awkward, but still kind of normal. Until they had to pay attention to the up front. Nezu is talking and explaining what is going on for every month until you all graduate. You have to take this certain pill created by this man in a red coverall, and the principal explained that this will be your pass key. It will be with you at all times, the perfect safety lock with you. The ones that are going to the dorms, will be forever safe as long as you take these once a month. And it's just a small blue pill with some white lines. Then Nezu takes the mic and gives it to the master of Zuko. And Zuko master explained some details to it, but basically it's some nanotight kind of equipment, perfectly harmless to you and anybody around you. And he also explains that if you go along with either any family member, any friends, anything like that, and you have permissionship with your classroom and school, you can allow them to come with you, come along to the gates. But some of them are still not completely sure, and one of them one of the teachers spoke up because they were fully against all of this and asked how is this gonna protect the school with just some stupid pill. And the master said, oh, alright, how about we go up to the gate? As they do, everybody that had on the fence, not believing, and somewhat believe it or have to believe it, went out along with them. Everybody is in a certain distance. Zuko knows what's going on, and his master tells Nezu to turn on the gates or turn on the barrier. As Nezu does, everybody there except Zuko and the master and Nezu can't see where the building is, and they were looking straight at it, but it seems like a regular corner street where most people would take to go to UA. But now the teacher with this was dumbstruck to see that it immediately worked and see nothing there, and he tried to go forward every time, but to everybody else it looked like that the teacher just staying there still, just talking as if he was trying to move, but nothing. Then the master finally gave the man or the teacher the pill, have him swallow it, wait about 5 seconds because it dissolves quickly. And the kid, now he can see where it is. Zuko, the group that already knew what was going on, they were further away from the group. And Zuko walked closer to them, and they're starting to slowly see his classroom, of course. They see the UA. But when they walk one step away from Zuko, it disappeared. Zuko explained basically some smaller details that you have to be in a certain area with me or anybody that has taken the pill to walk and enter UA. They understood. They all finally went back to the gym and finally gets most of it. And they all, right then and there, some water or food, depending on how they how people just drank the pill, took it and left. And it went on for all of them, all the way to the third years. And then the teachers. And some of the special teachers off campus, but in the grounds. Alright, now moving on further. After all of this was going on, his classroom was having a new topic on how does Zuko knows all of this, and Zuko explained that he also has it in his home, which now is a little weird, but it's something like that always. Now, Zuko was called into the office. Zuko doesn't know what was going on or why is this happening to him, but I guess he will learn the answer later. When he gets there into the office, he knocks. They say come in, and it's Nezu, All Might, and Muriel. Which Muriel said, hello, Midoriya, been a while. Which Midoriya said, yeah, been a while. He looks over to Nezu, asking what's going on, why is he here? And Nezu explained that All Might, previous sidekick, and Muriel's teacher had invited you to work and go under a work study with him. And Zuko was saying, Muriel and All Might, it's not David Shield, is it? As Nezu said, yes, it's not I. Which Zuko said, oh, cool. Okay, and he was given the information and details on how to get there, what he should wear, and was told if he ever wanted to go to his... Dang, only... How much time? 8? What time is it? 9. Hold on. Sorry about that. I just need to check on what time it was. Basically, it's actually midnight, close to there. And, well, I need to go to a store and buy some stuff. So, and I now know what time it closed. I have an hour until I need to go back in there. With all that said, and you guys thinking that that's the end of the video, it's actually not. I'm going to keep going. Shit. Much better. So there's no background. Let me think. So it's the next day. Zuko's packing up and leaving, saying goodbye to... Well, saying a good morning text, and then also saying goodbye to Hakakuri as she's still sleeping. Zuko leaves, and flew away. As he came into the city, he meets up with Muriel, asking, they're in the doors in the area, basically at the same point in canon. Muriel is trying to explain to him to be really funny or be very humorous, which Zuko doesn't understand because he never really forced laughter or a joke out, but he will try. As he walks in and sees Bubble Girl being tortured with laughter. Izuku said, yeah, Muriel, is this normal? As Muriel said, yeah. As he walks back, he cleared his throat, which gave the attention for Night-Eye, which Night-Eye looks and see Muriel and Deku. Deku said, oh, hello, Sir Night-Eye. It's very nice to meet you. As Night-Eye seems look at him, not very impressed with any of this. Asks Zuko why is he here, which Zuko gets a little confused and sir, I thought I was invited here. Which he Night-Eye sighs and said, Bubba Girl and Muriel, give us 10 minutes, as they do, and leave. Zuko shook Night-Eye's hand and gave direct contact, which activates Night-Eye's ability. Night-Eye explains that he didn't really acknowledge Zuko having this one-for-all a quirk. It should have been going to Muriel, which is pissing off Zuko just a bit. Because without it, he could have never saved all the people he found. Could have never saved any of them. Which is really pissing off Zuko after Night-Eye keeps going and going. That Muriel has all of this power, could have been easier control, could have had more percentage, and so on and so on and so on. Which Zuko is getting a little pissed. And so he just looks at Night-Eye and said, so what do you want me to do? With a smile. How can I prove myself to you? Which Night-Eye sighs, looked to his paper, and then made a deal. You have 10 minutes to take the stamp out of my hand for you and stomp into the paper. At that point, I will accept you. You can destroy the room, make a mess of it, anything, just to get the stamp out of my hand. Zuko said, okay. Anytime now, or... And I said, 3, 2, 1, go. Zuko jumped over to Night-Eye, thinking it would be easy, which Night-Eye dodged perfectly out of the way from Zuko. About 3 seconds. Well, 30 seconds has passed by, Night-Eye explaining his quirk and how he can see the future, which Zuko knows about, but now Night-Eye explained that he can see his future, how it will go on for Zuko with this battle in the coming hours. Which Zuko is a little pissed, but he would try, and so he gets a little more serious. Now, turning on Ghost, being more ghostly, and start fighting him. Not how he usually is, but because he was more angry and wanted to show Night-Eye some skills, which Night-Eye approves that he seemingly has some skills on how to fight. But if you keep acting like this, I will never give you this. You will never get this pawn out of me, the stamp. Which Zuko stops and said, okay, how much time do we have? As he look and see, oh, it's barely been a minute. Now if you, Zuko explaining, if you were knocked out, am I gonna get in more trouble or that fair game? Which I said, you're not gonna get in trouble, but I highly doubt that you'll be capable of making me knock out. Which Zuko said, great. As long as you said it, I'm going all in. As he gives a huge grin, walking towards Night-Eye. All his past attempts, he wasn't able to. But Night-Eye was not on guard because he thought he gave up. He looked to his future and see himself questioning what he's seeing. And Zuko, as he was a few feet, immediately jumped towards Night-Eye. Night-Eye dodged, but Zuko spread out his arms just barely touching a millimeter of his finger onto the Nai, and which was enough for Zuko to enter into Nai. Nai feels weird. He can't move. He only can see where he's looking at. And he's seeing his body as if he was looking in his future, moving his hands and stamping the approval. Zuko finally leaves out of his body and said, "Whew, dang, that felt weird. Man, I need to get used to that." Which Nai said, "Young man, what did you do to me?" Which Zuko said, "Oh, I thought you knew my quirk." And Nai said, "I thought your quirk was to see ghosts and stuff like that." Which Zuko said, "Yes, but it has other powers to it." Which Zuko explained, "My quirk allows me to become a ghost, have the power of a ghost, and all the other powers that I have taken over or being taken over by a ghost." Which explained all these extra abilities that I have shown in my previous fights. "Have you seen any of them?" Which I said, "No, I didn't need to. You weren't important enough." Which Zuko said, "Okay." Which one of my abilities was able to possess another human being against their will, of course, but I don't like being in there. It's just, It's like wearing a leather jacket fully soaked in water, and yourself is soaked in water. It just feels sticky and nasty and gross. Which I never. Now I asked, why didn't you do that at the very beginning? Zuko said, "Well, I wanted to show you that I could actually fight without using my quirk." And I said, "I thought you were. Wait, you weren't using your quirk at the very beginning?" When Zuko said, "No. You told me all these great things about Mario. I wanted to show you that I can do the same thing. And also, the quirk itself has fully merged with my quirk, so it won't be that easy to give away if I ever wanted to." That I looked to his paper and said, "Fine. Call in Mario and Bubble Girl. You have a chance to go out and patrol." Zuko asked if he was able to train or anything like that, which I said, "No, just go and patrol with Bubble Girl." As he gets back in his paperwork and thinking about how much of a fool he let his guard down and all this stuff in his head. He walks over to Mario and Bubble Girl, and when Mario asked how it was, Zuko said it was pretty easy. "I didn't understand why you guys were so afraid of him, but he was just easy to take down." As Bubble Girl is very surprised, and Zuko asked, and he also said that I'll be patrolling with you, Bubble Girl. Which Bubble Girl said, "Oh, okay. Get your suit on and we'll get going." Which Zuko does. They go on patrol, and Muriel goes on patrol. Muriel meets with Eri, let her go, and all that happens. When Zuko comes back, he sees some glooming aura coming off of Muriel, which Zuko asked Muriel what's going on, which Muriel said, "Nothing, I'm fine," and he goes right towards Night Eye's office and explain what has happened. Muriel was given a week off to have his mind collected. Zuko feels the unevenness of Muriel and asks him some more questions, which he answered none of it. So Zuko, with his ghost buddy that's always around him, Zuko asks his ghost buddy to stick with Muriel and find out what's going on. Which the ghost said, of course, I'll be back when he's gone to sleep. Which Zuko said, yeah, that'd be perfect. So a week has passed. Zuko kind of bragging, but not really, about how it is over at Nine Eyes Agency, and this pump up Kirishima and Bakugo and Kirishima, Kaminari to go with Tamaki for Fat Gum. Fat Gum agrees with all three of them because he loves that they're becoming good friends with Tamaki, Sun Eater. Their little interaction with the knife villain. Kirishima is in the front, becoming a wall for the civilians, which Kaminari and Bakugo is getting the civilians out in a safe area, and Kaminari, using his lightning, making a huge showing in the sky, making a bright light, is signaling a Fat Gum, which Fat Gum arrives at the very moment that Red Riot stopped the villain, knock him out, and arrest him. Where Kirishima has him close to his arms, but Bakugo, having handcuffed for once, put them on to this villain and took it away. That little scene of Kirishima getting hit by the quirk erasing bullet and not affecting him, dang truck, it still happens. They were all looking back and didn't see it. Kirishima was actually protecting Kaminari. Now they have the key element. And the girls, both Uraka and Tsuyu, are also with Nejire, and they are fighting. That's good. 20 minutes? That's best. Now they're going over to the meeting. Everybody wakes up, going towards the station, saying hi, and then try to say goodbye when the train is open at their stop. Surprised to everybody that they're walking towards the same direction until the building. Zuko was asking some questions on why they're here. They say they don't know, and to them as well to his. Kept going and going until they go into the building, into the room, and see Night Eye sitting in the middle, and all the other heroes in training and heroes, pro heroes actually. Now they explain about Eri. Well, I forgot his name. Overhaul, and what he could be doing. And when Fat Gum showed the bullet on how brave his sidekicks understudy students were doing, showing how brave they were with everything, he showed the bullet. And when the bullet was tested, it showed signs of blood of a young girl. And Muriel putting all this together, learning, and then not I explaining to everybody that they could be experimenting with the child, using her blood for something like this, somehow using them for bullets, not understanding why. So the conversation become arguing and asking more questions and more up in canon. When Rocklock chimes in and asking why are all of these kids here, it's so unsafe for them and they're just going to be in a way, which Zuko just looks to him with a kind of a cold glare at Rocklock. Rocklock felt this, looks over to the kid and said, "What? What? Are you looking for something, kid?" Which Zuko said, No, I'm just thinking, should I? As he said, oh, yeah, I should. As Zuko immediately disappeared in front of everybody's eyes, reappeared right behind the Rocklock and took over his body. Rocklock is now standing up on his chair, kind of dancing in a chicken dance, and also making noises of a chicken until Rocklock is trying to scream in his head to stop it. Zuko finally gets out of it, showing to everybody that say, hey, I was the one who was doing all of that. Which Rocklock said, kid, what was that for? Zuko explained, you're not able to defend on my quirk. I don't care what you have against my friends. We could be just kids. You could be right. But we still have experience. We can still use our quirk. And most of all, our quirks are more powerful than your generation. Rocklock doesn't believe this, but Zuko said, I was only using one of my abilities against you. I have many more. All based on the ghost. And he walked right through the table with his body fully appearing and sitting right back down. Everybody took a moment of silence, seeing Rocklock sitting right back down, and said, go on. As he gestured to Na'ai, and Na'ai went over the plan. All the way to where Zuko gets the information from Mirio and his ghost at that same day, and it's basically the same thing, so he had nothing to worry about. Zuko explained to Mirio, I may be young, I don't know everything, but it's not your fault. You were trying your best. That is the only thing you need to know. You did your best. As he walks away. And Mirio was trying to justify or find a way to blame it on himself, but he felt a cold chill to make him look right and left and made him forget about that instance. Now Zuko looks at his friend, the ghost buddy, he meant, and see him kind of touch his spine, which gave Mirio the chills. Another day, another week has passed. They're in front of the Mafia building, and they're about to raid it. At this point, I'm going to end it. I hope you guys enjoy. This is going to be the end of the video, and I probably will start up the morning what if, but I'm not sure anymore. But have a nice day, and bye.